All right, Shalom, and welcome to another show of GMS Collage, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, first and foremost. We also want to give double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutations to you other brothers that are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. All right, so today's lesson is going to touch on basically being yourself in the truth. Being who you are and allowing the Spirit to fill you in your own character, in your own way, you know? Because what happens is, what we're seeing throughout Israel, there's a lot of brothers, and it's funny because it's been brothers, as of late, it's been brothers that have been in the truth for quite some time, but you got brothers who are just being copycats, or doing what they think, is the right way to do certain things, and it really ain't agreeing with their spirit. And then what happens is you get them, cast out, or they'll murmur behind somebody's back because they really ain't feeling it, because they're not allowing the Spirit to fill them up the way it's going to fill them up. They're trying to do it the way somebody else does it. Just like a scientist. You ever see a scientist, they have these beakers, and they'll have like a solution inside the beaker, and when they pour another solution inside the beaker, if they don't mesh well, it spills all over the place. Also, it's the same thing with a man who's in the truth, and he's not being himself. He's trying to mix with something that's not of him and it's not of his way, and then he ends up spilling all over the place. And that's what you have with this guy here that just left, the San Francisco camp. You got these other guys who fall out, like the guy Izar who was in our camp. He thought that he was going to come into the truth and just be able to use the truth as a way to justify his niggerdom. And he found out quick that we're in order around here. And I remember when we had to first kind of like taper him down to chill out when he's out there speaking, I could see like the look of disgust on his face. I remember that. And what that was is because he thought he was gonna be out here yelling and screaming, and then you see it didn't mess with his spirit. Now you see he's off in the deep end somewhere. Something tells me I'm gonna regret saying his name, but so be it, man. So we're gonna go ahead and kick this off. What you want to start with? Bro?
Well, all right, because you said about the way he was speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you brothers don't notice that in this camp we barely say so-called cuss words when we out there speaking. You know what I'm saying? Because the word is powerful enough. Mm-hmm. Paul talked about being a stumbling block into your brethren. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we want to give the word. We don't want to give nobody an excuse to say, look, see. Now, obviously, we know through the spirit what a swear is. Right, a swear is an oath, and we know what a curse is. The opposite of a blessing. We know these things. But if it's going to be a stumbling block to somebody that's listening, why would we say it? And that's what the brothers try to reach out. That's what the brothers try to say to Isaiah, to tone it down a little bit. But he couldn't understand that. But Paul said, I became all things to all. Matter of fact, I'll get you a scripture real quick, bro.
Right. Let me hit this one. Okay. Do you have it, or do you?
No, I'm grabbing it.
Let me hit this while you looking for that. So this is Hebrews 4 and 12, because you made the point that the scriptures are strong enough by themselves.
Right.
You don't need to do anything extra. You don't need to do any extra yelling. You don't need to make an extra mean face, pound your chest. You don't gotta do none of that. The scriptures by himself, even in the softest way, is more than most people can handle.
That's not to say sometimes you won't get a mean face,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just that extra shit, it comes natural
right.
when you do it.
Right.
That you out there faking and funking, trying to be all extra militant.
Right.
Go ahead.
So this is Hebrews 4 and 12. It says, "For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart." So the word by itself is going to do those things. It's going to make people feel bad. It's going to make people intimidated. Matter of fact, case in point, we earlier this week we was running errands, and we was just standing in the parking lot, and this cat pulled up and said, "Y'all look intimidated." And we didn't even say anything. The spirit has filled us up the way the spirit is going to fill us up. We don't try to be anybody else. We don't try to be out of character. We are who we are, man. Some of us are more calmer demeanor. So like me in the world, you'll have somebody point out, like, I'm a calm demeanored person, man. I really don't get riled up. It's the truth is the only time when I'm at camp, or if I'm here speaking or doing a sit down, is the only time I get passionate about things, man. Because I really don't have nothing in the world to make me passionate but this truth, So when I'm in the world, I'm calm demeanor, but I'm not unnatural. And I hate to boast myself, but that's the only evidence I have. I'm not unnatural when I'm speaking the truth, because I'm passionate about it and I love it. So what you got, bro?
I got now going back to what you were saying, back to the main topic when we was talking about, and every man being persuaded in their own mind, and just us being different. I'm gonna start at the top of this. I wasn't gonna stop, but I just started at the top of this chapter. Right?
Okay.
This is Romans chapter 14, verse 1. Him that is weak in the faith receive ye,
right,
but not the doubtful disputations.
Right. So you're gonna have some people whose level of faith is not as high as somebody else's. And that's not a fault. Some brothers not gonna have as much faith as others. If you see, the elder apostles, their faith has been built up to a certain level that even we don't have. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just what it is.
For one believeth that he may eateth all things.
Right.
Others who is weak eateth herbs.
Right. So you got some people who are able to digest all of these things, all these scriptures, such as the elder apostles, and then you got some people that can only deal with just the herbs.
Right. Hey, if I can add to
it, bro.
If you a
It's
brother,
one of my favorite scriptures, by the way.
If you're a brother that eateth herbs, just eat the herb.
Right.
Don't fake the funk. Act like you eating the meat and you don't get it.
Right.
If you don't get it, just say you don't get it.
Right.
Or maybe that's too. There's plenty of times where brother would say that's a little bit too heavy for me. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But here's the problem: when you eating herbs and you acting like you eating meat, Khan, I get it, and you really don't get it. You're gonna mess yourself up. Demons.
You got no teeth in your mouth. You trying to eat the meat and you don't got it, man. And not only do you not have the teeth for the meat to chew it up, but you don't have the enzymes in your stomach to digest the meat.
Right.
And it's okay. It's okay. If you only are inclined to eat the herbs, that's all right, man. Just be yourself.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Nobody gonna judge you, or what I mean.
What they think is, because they think that the elders are these big bad men, and they think like, oh, if I don't know this, I'm gonna get in trouble. But nah, man. If you honest and you say, look, I don't know.
It hasn't been given to me yet.
Right.
What can any man say to
right.
you? You know what I mean? That hasn't been revealed to me yet. I don't get that yet. That's fine. That don't mean that you're not in the truth or you know what I mean? Now we're gonna hold you back like this is grade school. You're gonna get kept back. You know what I mean?
Now you gotta go back to holding signs. And, it's all right, man.
Fine.
Be who you are. In other words.
For one believeth that he may eat of all things, another who is weak eateth herbs.
Right.
Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not.
Right. Let not him that. So you're not gonna have a man that knows these things, because chances are, if the man has gotten to a level of wisdom, has gotten to a level of faith, where he can digest the heavier things, he's gonna understand the man that only can eat the herbs. Your understanding increases, so you're not gonna hold that against you. There's brothers in our camp that don't necessarily speak every day, but when they do get a chance to speak, they say good things.
It says that eateth not, and let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth.
Right, and then the guy that's only eating herbs, you can't judge him that's a little higher than you. Got a little bit more than you, because as you're gonna see as we go through the lesson, every man got their own office, man. Like for instance, like you got some organs in the body that serve a similar purpose, but one does the one thing greater than the other. Like your liver and your kidneys are both filtration devices, right? But your liver can handle more than your kidneys can handle. You see? So there's different members in your body that can do different things, but they all work together in conjunction to further the body, man. It's the liver can't be the brain, right? And likewise, the brain can't be the liver. So there's different offices in this thing, man. What you going to?
Real quick, Ephesians chapter 4. I'll start at 10. He that descendeth is the same also that ascendeth up afar above all heavens, that he may fill all things. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors, and teachers.
Right. So you got all different types of things, man. So if your thing ain't to be screaming, then don't scream.
Right.
If your thing ain't to be cursing, then don't curse.
Yeah, you don't like cursing, just don't curse.
Right.
If you know brothers are not going off by cursing per se, you know what I mean, or transgressing the law, if you just don't like it, just don't do it.
Right.
We ain't gonna bug out and be like, oh, God's this person.
Oh, that nigga never say fuck. What's wrong with that? It's crazy. It's crazy because then now you in the truth, right? You amongst the brotherhood and you mad because you feel uncomfortable and the discomfort is being caused by you. It ain't even being caused by somebody else. It's being caused by you. Your own insecurities, trying to be somebody else. I've always said this, man, and I hate to use myself as an example, but this only example I have right now is I always said I want the truth to make me who it's gonna make me. You know, because brothers we all come from different walks of life. Like this brother, he might have had a street life back in the world. Me, you know, I was a goodie too.
Yeah.
So I didn't live that life. You know, so some certain things that I'm not inclined to. I don't understand, so I don't even try to do it. You know, like we've had debates, me and this brother here, about, you know, things about law and going into, you know, jail and all. I don't know nothing about that shit. That's it. You know, he knows that stuff. I don't know that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all you know.
Real quick,
Yep.
1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse. I start at 8.
Yep.
I start at 7. How about there is not in every man that knowledge? For some with consensus of the idol unto this hour eat it, as if things offered unto idols, and their conscience is being weak and defiled.
Right.
But the meat condemneth us not to the Most High.
Right.
Neither if we eat are we the bitter.
Right.
Neither if we eat not are we the worse.
Right.
But
So you're not better because you eat. You're not better because you don't. There's certain things that you can't get, man. There's certain things that you can't do. It's not for you. Go ahead.
This is the point.
Yep.
But take heed, lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block
Right.
to them that are weak.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, just don't. There's certain things that you can do, being in this truth, that you could become a stumbling block to somebody, even if they're not in the truth. Somebody that's other brothers that's in the truth,
Right.
or to brothers that's people that's trying to on the outside looking in. You know what I mean? So Paul said, "What? I became all things to all men." You know what I'm saying? So if by you acting the way by you keeping it real with yourself and you doing you and being you, you could present bestly how the Heavenly Father wants to present you. You know what I'm saying? But if
Right.
you faking the funk, you trying to act like, you trying to talk like this brother, you trying to bring out precepts like that brother, you trying to be someone other than yourself, you're not comfortable within yourself. The scripture said, let every man be persuaded in their own mind. Matter of fact, let me get that for you real quick. I'm gonna keep going, man. He's gonna go into that.
Let me read this precept really quick.
Okay, go
I'll
ahead,
read
bro.
it from here.
Yep.
This is 1 Corinthians 9:20. It says, "And unto the Jews I became as a Jew, that I might gain the Jews.
Yeah, because-
to them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law."
Yep.
You know, so I'm sorry, bro. You want to
No,
break
no,
that
go
down?
ahead,
So he became whoever he was around. That's who he became like.
Right.
Like for instance, Peter. When Peter was with the Gentiles, he did the things as the Gentiles. When he was with the Jews, he did the things as the Jews. You got to be able to switch it up, man.
You have to be
know?
diverse in this thing,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
It's too broad. It's too, you have to be diverse. You're dealing with two, like the brother said, you got different personalities coming into the camp.
Mm-hmm.
You got brothers that was knee deep in the world, it's on a successful route. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got brothers that wasn't shit. You got brothers that was gangbanging. You got brothers that came into the truth fresh out of the Christian church. You know, the Baptist church.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be, you have to deal with different personalities, and how much more the world is so much stuff, consciousness. Black conscious movement and Black Panthers. There's so much stuff going on within you. Have to be willing to change, man. Willing to adapt to gain somebody, to gain your soul, like Paul said.
Right. But the worst thing to do is do something that you're not. That's the worst thing you could do, man. So it's imperative that you allow the Spirit to fill. For instance, right? You got. I'm about to get deep on it, brother.
Go ahead.
So you got water, right? Water is a fluid, so it takes on any shape that it's around, right? Same thing with the Spirit. The Spirit doesn't have a form or a shape, so there's no one right way to be in the Spirit. You're in the Spirit the way you want to be in the Spirit. Now, if you take that water and you got two different vases, right? You got a vase that's one shape, and you got a vase that's another shape. That water is going to take the shape of each vase, but both of them are full. You know, so it's the same thing in the Spirit, man. You're a vessel. You're a vessel, and your vessel can only be filled the way your vessel can contain that Spirit, man.
Hey, I remember you said a while back, man, like these water hoses. You know, some water hoses they got like different
different nozzles. Yeah,
yeah, you can
spray this. You can clean with water. You can rinse with water. You can injure with water. They showed you that in the 60s. So you know, but water takes on those different forms.
Yeah.
Man. You know, it's the same thing with the spirit. Let the spirit fill you the way it's gonna fill you.
Right. And you feel comfortable teaching.
Right. And then it'll fall right into place.
Right.
I mean, I wanted you to give you I thought you would have gave it by now, but this brother here, man, when he first came out, every other word was what you used to say. Whatchamacallit. You used to say whatchamacallit and fucking. And he's like, yo, bro, you know, you ain't gotta curse all the time. And the next thing you know, the brother, you know, blossomed, man.
But it makes sense though. I mean, it wasn't something that I was murmuring or you know what I mean.
Right.
These brothers, come on, Paul said, "Do I be rude in speech?" That's not a curse word. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not something like that. It's just understanding that the brother said the word is much more powerful, and you don't want to give nobody any excuse.
Right.
Be
blameless.
blameless. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let me keep going with this one, bro. Who art thou to judge another man's servant to his own master? This is back in Romans, the 14th chapter. Who art thou to judge another man's servant? And the point is going to be in the 5th verse.
Okay.
Who art thou to judge another man's servant to his own master? He standeth or falleth. Yeah, he shall be holding up, for it is the Most High that is able to make him stand.
Right. So who are you to judge another man's servant? We're all the servants of the Most High, right? So it's best that we do it the way the Lord gave it to us.
Right.
He's the master. He's the one that hired us, right? So he hired some of us to, you know, rake the leaves. He hired some of us to pick up the leaves after they've been raked into a pile. He hired some of us to mow the lawn. He hired some of us to rake up the grass after the lawn's been mowed. So we all got different things in this truth, man.
Hey, too, and if I can add too, you got certain brothers that we're different. Some brothers got a more of a lazy, laxical spirit on them. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers are more got that fire on them. Some brothers will do a couple of shows a week. Some brothers will pump them out more and more. But the question you need to ask is that man a man of the Lord? Because like the scripture said, who art thou to judge another man's servant? That man may be doing exactly what's pleasing to the Heavenly Father, but for you, it may be not good enough, and that demon may jump on you to be like, look, my brother, you know what I mean? And you judging another man's servant. He's doing exactly what the Yahweh wants him to do. Alright, let me go hit, okay, so let me read that again real quick, bro.
Okay.
Who art thou to judge another man's servant? To his master he standeth for falling. Yeah, he shall be holded up, for the Most High is able to make him stand.
Right.
One man esteemeth one day above another.
Right.
Another esteemeth every day alike.
Right.
Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
Right. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. And the problem is, you guys aren't persuaded in your own minds because you don't have a mind of your own.
Right.
Hey, you like that, bro? That's poetic.
Hey, bro. You know that you said that too,
Yeah.
and you know it's the first thing these niggas say when they fall out. That we're men pleasers. We're following after men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was under a spell.
Yeah. No, you.
Yeah.
You wasn't persuaded in your
Right,
own mind.
right.
So, and then, what was you doing? You were a follower. You were following other guys. You seen other Charlotte speak maybe, or this person speak or that, and you wanted to imitate what they was doing rather than sitting with the Lord and stuff. Sometimes you got to shut stuff down. You got to be like, look, I ain't watching no shows. I ain't watching no videos. I'm going to get in my Bible and I'm going to sit with the Lord. I'm going to see if the Lord is dealing with me personally. Because at the end of the day, the scriptures say, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. When all hell break loose, you may be by yourself. Chances are, man. You're going to be and it's going to be, either the Lord's going to be dealing with you or not, man. And you're going to have Elder Tahar to hold your hand through it, or Elder Gabar to hold your hand. Granted, they're the elders, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that the Lord is supping with you personally. And then you follow that order first, man. You got to the scriptures say get your house in order, right? How much more yourself you got to get? You got to worry about yourself and then deal with around you, you know? Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to check my time.
Okay, let me get Acts. Let me get this out of Acts real quick. This is Acts 11 and 29. It says, then I'm just one verse right here. And then the disciples, every man according to his ability, determined to send relief unto the brethren which were dwelt in Judea.
Right. So every man according to his own ability, man. It was just by their own ability. Nobody tried to do anything outside of their character, man. They all did it according to what they could do. They let the Spirit fill them up the way they were going to be filled up, you know? Let's go to let's see, I got some couple written down here too. Find the damn paper. Let me speak for a second.
Yeah, come on. So and then the scripture talk about people being over righteous, because what you try to do is you try to impress men, and you try to step outside your glory, try to step outside your lot to obtain this glorification on this side. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just giving what the Most High gave you. That's the most easiest thing, to give what the Most High gave to you. If He gave you a talent, right, then give it out to the world, man. And that's how you gonna double it up. But if you try to be too high on yourself or be somebody that you ain't, only person you're gonna foolish yourself. That's why it says, "Be ye not overright." Matter of fact, can you get that one real quick, bro? Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 16. Verse 7, verse 16, and then one more, bro. Proverbs 25 and 16. A lot of, and you can see it too. A lot of you guys just be trying to do too much, man.
Sirach or Ecclesiastes?
No, yeah. A lot of you guys just try to do too much, man. This truth is like it's a perfect balance, man. The scriptures say that you gotta eat to live, right? But you can't be a gluttonous. The scripture, Yahweh drink wine, but there's a limit to it. There's a statute to how much you can drink, because you can't be a drunkard, you know.
Which one in Proverbs?
Proverbs 25 and 16. The scriptures say be righteous, but it says be ye not over righteous. So there's a balance that you gotta have when you're in this thing, man. It's a balance. And then once it talks about a fire being on one side and waters being on the other, man. That you got a tightrope. You got it, bro?
This is Ecclesiastes 7 and what'd you say, 16?
Yep.
It says, "Be not righteous over much."
Yeah, be not righteous. So you got guys that they try to do too much, man. They try to jump from glories. You know what I mean? They try to supersede they shit,
Right.
and then you find yourself trying to cuss out the elders.
Right.
Talking about the elders got that. Oh, you guys got that breakdown wrong, and you know what I mean? Putting out a show and talking shit, man.
Yeah, the scriptures say much study is a weariness of the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
It says this. It says, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why should thou destroy thyself?"
Yeah, you're trying to be like somebody else rather than doing yourself. You're gonna be overwise, and eventually you're gonna destroy yourself. You're gonna turn yourself into an Isaac or Abishal or like that nigga that just fell out. Doing too much. You read that in Proverbs 25 and 16?
Yep. This is Proverbs 25 and 16. It says, "Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as sufficient for thee."
You find the truth. The truth is honey, man.
Right.
But eat so much that's sufficient is good enough for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what honey is? Honey is pure sugar. It's pure sugar. Your body has a tough time breaking down natural sugars, right? It's naturally a hard thing to do. But the honey, even worse, man. So when you indulge too much in this word, man, it bug you out, man. Oh, I figured it out. I figured out the Most High's brain. Nigga, no, you didn't. You got Satan on you. You got demons on you, man. Your belly, Winnie the Pooh, you sit there with fucking
Honey
bloated.
Honey dripping. Honey dripping off his mouth. He's asleep. the jars on the arm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
"Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomited."
Yeah, when you drink too much, what your body do? You start early, man. Your body regurgitating that shit is too much. So what happens when you indulge too much in a word? Your body spits it back out. It regurgitates it, man. It doesn't want it no more. That's why the scriptures say, "Be ye not over righteous." Got some guys that want to be a monk. They want to be in their house all damn day. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, watching videos 24/7.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, you come out like fucking Frankenstein, man. Then what's gonna happen to you? You ain't gonna want nothing to do with the truth, man. It's a marathon, man. It's not a sprint, man. It's not a sprint. You have to pace yourself. Yeah, but
Nope. I'm gonna read this for you.
no,
This-
yeah, you got it.
This is 1 Corinthians 12 and 1. It says, "Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of the Most High calleth Yahushua accursed, and that no man can say that Yahushua is the Lord, but by the Holy Spirit. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. You see, so there's different diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. Like we said, you might be shaped one way, another man might be shaped a different way, but the Spirit fills those things up just the same, man. You know.
I got it.
Okay.
Verse 6. And there are diversities of operations, but is the same power,
Right.
which worketh all in all.
Right. There's a diversity of operations, but the same power. Like for instance, you got these different members. You got fingers, you got hands, you got elbows, you got feet. All these different members of the body, but it all comes from the same power, which is your mind, right? Your mind controls the different things in your body, right? Go ahead, bro.
Come. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal.
Right. Right. So it's given that the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. Every man gets their own portion of the Spirit. Your container might not be big as the next man's, you know, but the Lord does afford you the opportunity to, you know, grow your container, you know, so that you can feel more Spirit in there. But don't try to be shaped like somebody else. You trying to be like somebody. You looking at him, he cuss every 3 or 4 words. I'm gonna go ahead and curse every 3 or 4 words. You know, it's and it don't be you, you know. And then all of a sudden you start feeling funny, like, oh, this ain't right. This something ain't right, and it's you, man.
You can't be out there cussing.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Just
But that's your
don't-
thing,
Yeah,
man.
just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
You got some brothers who are in this truth, and even for me, I be like, God damn, that motherfucker, he off the hook. But that's his way. That's his thing. You're gonna have brothers that do it a certain way, man. You know.
Come, brother. That's right, brother. For to one is given to the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit.
Right. So you got some brothers that got more faith than others. You know.
Right,
You got some brothers that don't worry about nothing because their faith is so heavy. Then you got other brothers who kind of be like, damn, I don't know what I'm gonna do, what's gonna happen, blah blah blah. But it's, you know, y'all both are in the truth. Y'all both believe.
Same Spirit.
Same spirit.
Same Spirit.
You know. Go ahead, bro.
Another knowledge knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by the same Spirit,
Right.
to another the working of miracles.
Right. So the man who can do healing, who's into the herb, you got some brothers that are into the herbs,
Right.
and that's just their thing. And then you got other brothers that are into, you know, spiritual things like praying and putting up curses, and that's their thing.
Yep,
you
yep,
know,
yep,
You got different offices, man. But when you sit there and you try to be somebody else in this truth, you're gonna fail every time, man. You see it. If you know, I'm not saying that I know why the Lord be casting these people out, but a lot of these dudes, they end up saying, well, you know, I was under that spell too, because I was doing stuff that I didn't really like to do.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Who told you to do that?
Right.
Who told you to do those things? Who told you to be out there wilding out? Nobody told you to do that shit.
Yeah.
You did it. Nobody held no. Look, especially in GMS, man, we don't hold no guns to nobody's head, man. Either you want to be in this thing or you don't.
Hey, I can't count how many times Adama told us all, you know what I mean, the whole camp, man, if you don't want to be here, just go. Nobody's holding nobody hostage. This is not a cult. Nobody's telling you, look, man, you got to be here. You know what I'm saying? We go into some scriptures that'll tell you about it, but at the end of the day, ain't nobody executing no judgment.
Right.
All right, brother left, we got to go put him to death.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're free. You know,
we ain't gonna talk about you.
yeah, hey,
Go do your thing,
I'm
man.
glad you said that too, because there's been plenty of brothers that are filling out of our camp, and we never got on camera and blasted them and put them, people outside this camp don't even know, probably besides a couple of the elders that Adama, you brothers have conversations with, but other than that, nobody knows nothing, man. And not everything got to be put on the front street and put on. A lot of people just like the limelight. They want to be in the center of attention. They want to be when you're in this truth, the best thing you could do is just stay low, bro. Stay low. The lower you stay, the out of life you stay, the better it is for you, man. A lot of brothers just like attention and they want to be glory whores and shit on the side, man. I got it.
Yeah.
To another working the miracles, another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits.
Right. You got some brothers like you know, some brothers that can see the spirits, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all to a certain degree can, you know, see the spirits, but
Other brothers heavier than
yeah, you
others.
got other brothers that are heavier than others. This brother Adama, man, you should see some of the stuff that he be seeing. You know, that